Hey, what's up? I'm Matea Babcock, and I'm here today to show you how to bridle a horse for the first time. So this is Bowen. He's been bridled 2 times prior to this, only because I didn't think of filming it sooner. But he still has trouble with it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like and how to get them better with bridling and make their first experience their best experience so that you set them up for a lifetime of success and easy bridling. And if you haven't been here before, press like, press subscribe. I am a horse development specialist, fancy name for a horse trainer that takes them from itty bitty babies and I train them up to where they're ready to go into performance type thing. So everything that has to do with foundation and excellent horsemanship. So without further ado, here we go. So the first thing I start with is just rubbing them. Bowen didn't have a lot done with him as a yearling. I did the basics, but he was a stallion, so I didn't really want to over-friendly him. So he's still approaching him. He gets a little bit worried. So that's why you'll see me do a lot of petting in this video. I thought he'd be a good one to show this with because, you know, he is a little bit worried and tense, so that you can kind of see what I would do starting out with a horse. So here I'm bringing up the bridle, and as you can tell, he backs up. He thinks that's what he was supposed to do. So I'll release when he stops, and I like to bring him back forward to the spot where they were. So here I come in with the bridle, petting. He's a little bit worried, so he's gonna back up. Remember, it's their first time. They don't know what they're supposed to do. So it's the release that teaches. So there, he didn't back up, he didn't move, so I'll take the bridle away. So the next step is now that he's comfortable with the bridle coming up to his face, is getting him to lower his head into the bridle. I want my horse to be a partner with me, and so I want my horse to eventually get to where he seeks the bit and he does his half. So I want him to think about when she brings that bridle up, my head goes down into the bridle. That's a partner, and that's what I'm trying to build here. But again, he doesn't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna wait on it. And the biggest thing is just be patient, go slow, don't get in a hurry. It takes the time it takes. I have spent probably 10 minutes total on this session, just, making sure he was really comfortable with it. And if you take the time in the beginning stages, pretty soon they'll be the type of horse that you never really have to worry about bridling. They're just so easy, you don't even think about it. And you see he goes to back up here, and he did really well. He didn't move at all, so I'm going to reward that. And I just really want this process to be comfortable for him, so I want him to be relaxed. And see, there he goes to back up, and I'm like trying to break that pattern of him backing up. Like, I haven't even asked for anything. You need to come forward off that pressure. And now his head's a little bit high, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my arm over his poll and see how he responds. If he backs up, I'm just gonna stick with him. But now that I have his head low enough that I can keep my arm there, I can actually have my arm up over his pole. Now, if he were to lift his head and go backwards, I would have to go back to the previous step and just getting him to lower his head into the bridle. But that wasn't too bad. I want that to get a little bit better. So I'm gonna take the bridle off. And unbridling is just as important as putting the bridle on. I see so many people just rip the bridle off their horse. It bangs them in the teeth. And if you do that with a young horse, they will remember that. And they will always rip their head away from you when you go to take the bridle off. So you want to be very conscious that you keep your hand close to your horse's forehead as you slide the bit down. Never pull the bridle off and away from your horse. And I want to work on that head down. I want to emphasize that when I end on that note, I end with his head low, even if his head popped up a few times during that process. That's okay. It's more important where you end. And that was so much better, just because I took the time to get him understanding of the process, better with lowering his head. It made a huge, huge difference. And that's how you get a colt to love bridling. So that's it for the bridling video. The next thing you want to do with your young horse is to just let them wear it around. Even leave them tied up and let them just wear that bit in their mouth, either while you're working them, doing your groundwork, or while they're tied. It takes quite a bit of time for them to quit chomping. That's totally normal. They're just not comfortable with the bit in their mouth yet. That's how Bowen was the first day, but you can see this is like his third session in, and he's like, okay, whatever. There's this metal thing in my mouth. I don't really care. So they get used to it pretty quickly with some of them. Others, it may take over 30 days for them to get comfortable with it. It's all about how much time you let them wear it in the beginning. He got to wear it for probably 3 hours the first time. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Have an awesome day.